Hey everybody, Uncle Rich here for Who's Telling the Truth. Today is March 2nd, 2015. We made it through February, guys, and I just want to tell you, this February was the coldest February on record, according to Scott Haney from Channel 3. So you heard it here, you heard it from him, he's my source. So February was the coldest ever. The average temperature for the state of Connecticut was 16 degrees. Can you believe this, guys? I mean, and you know, the funny thing was, I was talking to Marty. You know, I want to say hi to Marty. I want to say hi to all my friends on Facebook, because this is where I'm starting to get a lot of ideas. And guys, you know, I'm going to ask you on Facebook different questions, and if you can help me with supplying videos and stuff, I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, if you can have the videos on YouTube, it makes it easy for me to download it. But tonight's show, you know, we're going to honor Elon Musk again. So, you know, we featured Elon. I think this might be the third or fourth show that we've devoted pretty much the lion's share of the show to Elon. And why? Because he makes things happen. And he's coming out with a new battery that you're going to be able to use in your home, that you'll be able to use with your solar panels or without, and we'll talk about that. But also the new Tesla Model X is coming out, and we're going to show you a clip on that. And we're going to show you a report from Bloomberg about Elon. And I tell you, the guy came, he's an immigrant. He's an immigrant. And the one thing about him that makes him so phenomenal is he has a photogenic memory. Anything he sees, he can memorize. And I tell you, he's got such an advantage. But, you know, we've been talking about Elon and the batteries and the gigafactory that's being built. And tonight we're going to show you some dynamite clips on lithium-ion battery storage. And when you see it, you're going to be blown away, because they just look like trailers. And what they are is big batteries. And they help so much when it comes to renewable energy, especially when it comes to wind and solar. And we're going to show that on the show tonight. And then we're going to show a famous icon. When you think of Paris, what's the one thing that you always think about when you vision Gay Paris? The Eiffel Tower, right? Well, guys, the Eiffel Tower has put wind turbines in it. That's right. They put wind turbines in the Eiffel Tower, and they're going to put solar panels up, plus geothermal. So the country is changing. The climate, everything is changing, guys, and it's changing for the best. And then we're going to show you how some of the biggest football stadiums have embraced solar. And one of them even embraced wind, but I had a tough time with that, so we'll take a look at that. And that's a game changer. And then we're going to show you some solar batteries that'll just blow you away. We're going to show you a company called Goal Zero. And I tell you, the stuff that's coming up. And then the last clip is going to be about solar virgins. And guys, you know, we're not trying to get cute or nothing. It's just that people don't realize. You know, one of the most basic things that everybody carries with them is a phone, right? So the thing is, now you can recharge these with these little solar panels. And I tell you, it's a game changer. Because how many times have you been stuck where you have no power, you can't turn the phone on? So anyway, but tonight, so we're gonna go back to the beginning now, and the first clip that we're gonna do is it's on Elon, and it's about the batteries. And guys, getting back to what I wanted to call the show, you know, in the beginning, I wanted to call it an E-LON-ITE, you know, and people say an E-LON-ITE, you know, what's that? And I thought maybe the Star Trek people, they would think that was kind of catchy, and they'd get a kick out of it. And then, but you know, with the last name like Musk, I said, wait a minute. And especially for the simple people, the simple folk like Uncle Joey, you know, he can relate to the Musketeers much better than he can, you know, E-LON-ITE. So anyway, you know, E-LON-ITE sounds like something you'll find on the periodic table. So Uncle Joe, I'm sure he's going to be a lot happier with the Musketeers. And guys, really, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I used to look forward to the Musketeers because it was the only thing on TV. And it taught me stuff. And hopefully tonight we're going to teach you some stuff. So first we're going to start with the first clip. And this is about what Elon Musk plans to do with batteries. So John, hit it.
Tesla to launch batteries that can power entire homes. American company Tesla is developing a battery that can power homes with stored solar energy so that users do not need to draw power from the electrical grid. Tesla's home battery charges during the daytime when solar power is plentiful. Homeowners can use the energy stored in the battery and do not need to draw power from the electrical grid during peak hours. Users may then switch back to the electrical grid during off-peak hours when electric rates are cheaper. In a pilot project, a 10 kilowatt-hour battery pack is being used that can power homes for about 2 days in the case of a power outage. The project, run by Solar City, a company co-chaired by Tesla Chief Executive Elon Musk, covers 500 homes in California. Musk said the design of the battery will likely be presented to the public in the following months. Production could just be 6 months away.
TomoNews.net is throwing $100 bills of the 20 funniest comments on our website every month, only at TomoNews.net.
Okay, we had to put up with that little teaser at the end there. But guys, you know, the one thing, the way to look at batteries and the way to think about it, you know, most people would say, well, you know, why would I want to store my electricity so I could reuse it? Guys, think about it this way. At different times of the day, there are different charges for electricity. And let's try to break it, we'll try to make it as simple as possible. Let's say from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night is the highest rate that they'll charge. Let's say they charge, we'll just pick a number, let's say they charge 20 cents a kilowatt hour from 9 to 5. But after that, let's say they only charge 10 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity. So a smart homeowner would charge up his Tesla battery in his house at night, charge it up with the cheap electricity, and then during the day, he can run his house off that battery, so he's not paying a premium to use the power company's power. And so now you start to see the logic. And guys, this is something that is going to change the world, and it's something that has to be done. And, you know, when it comes to Elon Musk, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. You know, he puts his money where his mouth is. He says what he means what he says, and he's a man of his word. It's really simple. So when he says he's going to have a battery pack out in 6 months, he's gonna. Just like he said he was going to have the Model X come out. And guys, guess what's coming out? So here's a preliminary clip on the Tesla Model X, the Gulf Wing, with the Gulf Wing doors. And this is one of the first ones on the street. So John, let's take a look at it.
Lots of excitement tonight for Tesla enthusiasts. 2 weeks ago here on KCAL9, we showed you this video of the Model X, the California-based car company's highly anticipated SUV. Well, in this video, the all-electric SUV was covered in camouflage in what appeared to be a test drive on a private course. But today, These photos were posted on Facebook by Tesla owner Kosh K. It shows the Model X out on the streets with the location labeled as Newark, California. Now that's just west of the Tesla factory in Fremont. The logo on this blacked out Model X has been removed. In today's earnings report, Tesla CEO Elon Musk revealed deliveries of the Model X will begin in 6 months. There are already 20,000 reservations.
I can see why. Very nice.
Guys, what did they say? There's 28,000 orders waiting to be filled. 28,000. Now, Tesla has increased its workforce, but before we show you how much the workforce has increased, we're going to show you a clip. And this is a clip from Bloomberg. And guys, I'm telling you, this is just going to be a teaser clip. And if you have the time, the whole clip, it's a 44-minute clip, is on YouTube. And when you find out about Elon Musk, he's an inspiration. I mean, the stuff that he's been able to do and what he's had to do to be able to do it, it'll knock you off your feet. I mean, this guy is, walked through the valley of death and he came out on the high side. I mean, really. So when you get a chance, watch the whole clip, but we'll give you a little bit of a teaser now just to whet your appetite. So John, if you can hit us with the next one.
Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk puts his money where his mouth is.
I am personally guaranteeing that value and standing behind that guarantee with all of my assets.
His greatest asset is his ability to take this big, big dream and make other people believe that it's true.
The determined engineer's big dreams transformed 3 industries.
I'm just wishing to any entities that are listening, please bless this launch.
Here's an immigrant from South Africa coming to America to say, NASA, that whole rocket thing you're doing with the space shuttle, I've got a better way.
His better way meant risking everything.
We had maybe about a week's worth of cash in the bank, or less. I had to make a choice then that either I took all of the capital that I had left from the sale of PayPal to eBay and invest that in Tesla, or Tesla would die.
Others weren't so willing to take a chance on him or his companies.
You put $90 billion, like 50 years worth of breaks into solar and wind, to Solyndra and Fisker and Tesla and Enter1. I mean, I had a friend who said you don't just pick the winners and losers, you pick the losers.
It's very unlikely that the Tesla investment is ever repaid to the taxpayers. Electric vehicles are really not possible in ways that would be effective for most consumers still.
But his bets have paid off.
We didn't just repay the principal, we actually repaid it with interest and a bonus payment. So ultimately the U.S. taxpayer actually made a profit of over $20 million on this loan.
Elon Musk has even bigger dreams that might just take him farther than anyone else.
Elon Musk goes a step further. Earth's not big enough. With SpaceX, he literally wants to go to Mars.
In the long term, I'd really love to go to Mars, and that's the overarching goal of SpaceX.
So guys, once again, if you want to watch the whole movie, and it's like 44 minutes long, it's terrific. And now we're going to go to some stills, and we're going to show you what a difference Elon Musk has made in America so far. And I tell you, these statistics are going to blow you away. So John, let's have the first still. And that should, beautiful. Okay, and guys, I'm going to read it quickly. Tesla Motors, Inc. is growing, now employs twice as many workers as it did last year. A report from the Wall Street Journal shows that Tesla has nearly doubled its workforce as the EV maker pursues aggressive growth targets. This was written by George Zak. It was published March 1st. And let's see, this has to be from the Wall Street Journal. And a fledgling electric vehicle maker from the U.S., Tesla Motors, is starting to grow some wings. From selling only a few thousand Model S units back in mid-2012 when the four-door electric sedan was first launched, the Palo Alto-based automaker has gone on to sell more than 30,000 EVs in 2014. And Tesla fans and avid investors would want to take heed of the fact that the company has no intentions of pushing the foot off the accelerator, according to the Wall Street Journal. Tesla now employs nearly twice the workforce it did a year ago. To facilitate its goals of penetrating deeper into existing, and I got to change the page here. So John, if you can go to the next. To facilitate its goals of penetrating deeper into existing markets and taking bold steps to explore newer territories, the company had on board 10,161 employees as of 2014, a significant addition to the workforce, which stood at 5,859 headcounts in 2013. John, there you go. Now guys, he's employing at Tesla 10,161 employees. At the Gigafactory, they're gonna employ 6,500 people. In Buffalo, at the Solar City panel production plant, they're gonna employ 3,000 people. SpaceX employs roughly 3,000 people. Solar City employs, this is without the battery factory, 6,000 people. So altogether, Elon Musk, guys, is responsible for 34,000 jobs. 34,000 living wage jobs with benefits where people are going to be treated properly, where they're not going to have to worry. And, you know, where Tesla, where they're building the Gigafactory, the first thing they did was give the school system $35 million to upgrade the school system. Why? Because we need smart kids to run this stuff. This is high-tech stuff. We need to send these kids to college to at least get an associate's degree. Matter of fact, our director, John, who's here tonight, he's going to school now at night, and he works in the solar industry. He's living proof that solar and wind works. Guys, he had a dramatic improvement over the amount of money he was making at his former job. And he told me, I said, John, how is it going, you know, with the weather and everything? It must be brutal working on the roofs. He says, Rich, they took care of us. He said, if we can't work, then they get to collect unemployment. So he's guaranteed each week to get a specific amount of money, which I think is terrific, because in the summertime, he's probably going to be up on the roofs 12, 15 hours a day. So one hand washes the other. He pays into the unemployment fund. The unemployment fund pays him back. One hand washes the other. This is how it works, guys. And you got good, productive people making living wage jobs. The jobs are here. Elon Musk makes them possible. And guys, the more we go, the more we show you. The next still we want to show you is Google. And yeah, John, if you can go to that, Google is going to put $300 million into Solar City. And John, can you go to the next clip? I'm going to read from the next one. Solar City Corp on Thursday said it created a $750 million fund to finance about 25,000 residential solar projects, with Google investing nearly half the funding. The money will be used by Solar City to put solar panels on homes. Homeowners will then pay a monthly fee to lease the panels from the company. The growth of such financing has made generating electric power from the sun an option for households who do not want to shell out the $20,000 to $30,000 upfront cost of a typical residential solar system. So, guys, Google's getting involved, Apple's getting involved, eBay's getting involved. Are you getting involved? Everybody's getting. And guys, the next clip we're going to show you is about ABS A123 batteries. And these are all lithium-ion batteries, the same batteries that are in the Teslas and the same batteries that they're going to be making at the Gigafactory. So, John, let's play the next clip. Hit it.
Besides the money, another big challenge for wind energy. If there's no wind blowing, there's no energy created. Turbines send electricity to the grid about half as often as the average coal plant. And even when the wind blows, if the electricity isn't used right away, it's lost. Too difficult to store. But now there's something that could enhance the reliability and viability of wind: battery storage. And you can find it in the heart of coal country, West Virginia. More from Patty Kim in this Energy Now Spotlight.
We have a liftoff.
We've put a man on the moon. Built planes that fly faster than the speed of sound. And created the World Wide Web. But we haven't come up with an efficient way to store electricity on a large scale until now.
This is one of the largest energy storage systems of its kind in the entire world. Now, it's pretty unique, but it may not be for long.
Projects like these are the beginning of a long wave of energy storage projects to come.
This is the beginning of something big.
Yes.
And is that exciting to you personally?
Very personally exciting for me.
Praveen Kotpal is with AES, the firm behind this storage system, and this new wind farm in West Virginia, Laurel Mountain. The farm generates enough power to run well over 20,000 homes. Spanning over a dozen miles are more than 60 turbines.
These wind turbines, which are about as tall as the U.S. Capitol building, if you can believe it, feed energy into one of the largest power markets in the world, stretching across the American Northeast and Midwest. That's about 50 million people.
And the key to keeping their lights on with cleaner, more reliable electricity may lie inside these shipping containers.
Wow, it's like we're going inside a bank vault.
Yeah, come on in.
Check this out.
Here, you'll find over 1 million lithium-ion batteries.
They're about the size of a C or a D cell.
Really?
The batteries do something called frequency regulation, making sure that at any given time, supply and demand on the grid are perfectly matched, so things run smoothly and blackouts don't happen.
So these guys are really the army, if you will, on the front lines.
Exactly.
Batteries get their marching orders from the power grid operator every 4 seconds. A signal tells them either to send electricity to the grid or store any excess for later use when the wind isn't blowing.
It's a level of control over power that we haven't seen.
When it comes to power, some say we've been doing things the hard way.
It just shoots onto the wires and it has to be produced and consumed in real time. When you go to Whole Foods and everyone else is there at 7 o'clock in the evening doing their grocery run, and everyone is demanding milk. Right now, it's as if people have to be out there milking cows in real time to provide that amount of milk.
So you really control the world right here at your fingertips.
Just a few batteries in the world, not the whole world.
Okay, so world domination, it isn't. At least, not yet. The goal is to build even larger storage systems, ones that could hold oodles of clean energy and supply a steady stream of power at peak times when electricity demand and prices are the highest.
The power plants we're using at peak are the most expensive and inefficient cows you could be milking.
With a bigger battery backup, Having more clean energy that's more reliable than ever could be a breeze. In Elkins, West Virginia, Patty Kim, Energy Now.
20 seconds, camera.
The battery you just saw is designed to store and release fairly small amounts of electricity to help keep the grid stable. But in theory, it holds enough electricity in a single charge to power roughly 5,000 homes for 15 minutes. AES now wants to build a larger battery project, about 3 times bigger, for a utility company in West Texas.
Now, guys, this clip, believe it or not, is almost 3 years old. What camera are we on? We got something, one of the lights isn't working. I don't know where we are. But anyway, one of the most important things, and I guess we're on this camera here, right? This one. There we are. Now the light went on. You're gonna make me Meshuggah over here. Guys, one of the most important things in life is balance. Now, whatever you do, you gotta have balance, you know? Don't lean too far forward, don't lean too far back. It's really simple. It's a give and it's a take. And when the windmills are producing too much electricity, it goes into storage. And when the wind isn't blowing, vice versa. Now, the next clip we're gonna show you how they actually manage the grid. And guys, we've been taught, the last show we spoke a lot about this, but you're actually gonna go inside, well, we're gonna go first inside a turbine, and then we're gonna go into the grid. And when you see how the grid operates, you're gonna be blown away. It's like being in a spaceship. But anyway, you'll see what I mean. John, hit it.
The energy storage technology we just showed you isn't used by many wind farms, and that's a challenge for the folks who run the power grid. The wind can be fickle, so when those breezes blow or don't, it takes quite a bit of juggling to make sure renewable energy doesn't get wasted and everyone's lights stay on. Energy Now's Lee Patrick Sullivan got an inside look at the wind farms and control rooms that make it work, and spoke to some of the Midwesterners who are taking charge of their energy future.
There's something sprouting above the cornfields of Minnesota.
I think they're very majestic. You know, no matter how many times I go through a particular farm, I still have to stop and say, wow, that's really amazing.
Chanel Evans Montana of Anexco Energy is talking about 4 large wind farms, turning an area that grows nearly 10% of the country's corn into a source of more than 10% of Minnesota's electricity. Now, when these massive turbines are way up in the air, it's hard to get a perspective of how big they are, but this is one of the blades. They're made out of a tough fiberglass, the same sort of stuff that boats are made out of. Montana took me into one of the sections of the tower. In about 6 months, it will be put upright and join the others in the Fenton Wind Farm in Chandler, Minnesota.
We'll have 3 different sections, 3 different tower sections, and then a nacelle on top of that, which contains the gearbox, and then the blades that are attached.
But what's even more impressive is the amount of wind out here on the prairie. My God, it's windy here.
It is very windy here. Yeah, people don't associate the wind with Minnesota until you come here and you come to southwestern Minnesota.
Take that, Chicago. This is the Windy City. Montana had a better idea, seeking refuge inside this massive turbine.
Yes, this is the inside, and as you can see, it's a lot more spacious than you expect.
Yes. Now, how big is this thing?
So from the tip of the blade all the way down, it's about 400 feet, but the actual tower will go up about 80 meters.
Meters. Are you Canadian? What is that in feet?
We're very close.
Okay. This right here is what it is in feet. All right. And you have people that will climb up there to turn a bolt? What would they do when they get up there?
Yes, our wind technicians are very special people.
Now, is it a balanced level of stupidity and skill to want to go up that high?
You would think, but it's a lot more skill, I think, than anything else.
Okay. Those high-wire maintenance crews are part of a team of 60 full-time workers here at the Fenton Wind Farm, which is huge for this small town's economy. This is the part where we walk out and go into the wind, and I don't want to go back out there. The wind farm spans 2 counties, which together get $800,000 a year in taxes and fees from Anexco. The roughly 150 property owners on this farm who lease their land to Anexco get a combined total of about $500,000 each year. So how much energy does one of these turbines produce?
So this would be about 1,500 homes for this one turbine. It's a 1.5 GE turbine.
The entire wind farm produces enough electricity for 66,000 homes. Now, there are only 110 homes in the city of Chandler, so this energy needs to be sent somewhere else. Enter the Midwest Independent System Operator, or MISO for short. Cameras are rarely allowed inside this facility. The people who work here are like air traffic controllers for electrons. It's their job to move electricity around the power grid to where it's needed, when it's needed.
You can see that load would typically be very low, 5 a.m. It would increase during the day, and it would peak here between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's Richard Doying's job to coordinate the delivery of electricity across 12 states.
Here is 0.
In the last decade, he's been trying to get the most out of all the new wind farms connecting to the power grid.
Wind typically is highest early in the morning, late at night, and you can see it dropping off pretty quickly. So 10 o'clock in the morning, we're at a fairly low level relative to where we started and where we were during the early morning hours.
And Doying says that's the challenge with wind. It blows the hardest and produces the most electricity at night when demand is low.
Well, when you start to move renewable energy, particularly wind, into the system, that energy shows up when the wind blows, not when you may or may not need it.
And when they don't need extra electricity from wind turbines, that puts the grid operators in a tricky situation. To keep the grid stable, they have to perfectly balance the supply of electricity with demand. So making room for more wind means dialing back or shutting down other power plants. Otherwise, they would have to tell wind farm operators to take their turbines offline.
So finding the place to put it is a much more desirable situation. So we work hard to try to make that come true.
The scramble to find a town or city that needs the extra power from a wind farm also puts a strain on MISO's section of the power grid. MISO says the grid was really designed to move electricity between power plants and population centers that are pretty close together. With wind, sometimes the only place that needs electricity can be several states away from a wind farm. To get it there, the grid operator has to use backup transmission lines that weren't designed to carry large volumes of electricity.
We're using that emergency backup system to move great blocks of energy all the time. So that's really fundamentally the problem.
So you might think, with all these challenges, the folks at MISO would want fewer renewable resources like wind turbines plugging into the grid. Well, actually, they say whatever the fuel mix of the future, they can make it work.
Whether it be 20% renewable or whether it be what we have today, coal, gas, nuclear, in either case, our job is simply to keep the lights on.
Back in Minnesota, Chanel Montana is still enjoying what she calls a nice breeze.
You're used to this wind. Did you ever think it would become an asset for the state?
You know, I didn't. I think it's tremendous, and I'm glad that Minnesota's been a leader in this industry because it has provided so much to this area.
And Montana expects even more turbines to be sprouting up among the cornfields in the future. In Chandler, Minnesota, Lee Patrick Sullivan, Energy Now.
Guys, did you hear what they mentioned? Their primary focus is to manage the grid. It's to balance the grid. That's their job. And on the last show, we spoke about how the idea is they're not going to make money by generating more electricity. They're going to make more money by managing the electricity that's been generated. And they have to get this through their mind because it almost sounds counterintuitive. And I love using that word because it sounds like I really know what I'm talking about. Right, Uncle Joe? Uncle Joey was out on the left coast. And I'm sure he saw a lot of wind farms and stuff out there. His kid just graduated from Army school, so he's going to Iraq. Joe, I just, you know, I don't even want to talk about this. I hope nothing happens, you know? So anyway. But Now, guys, getting back to managing the grid and the wind, we're going to show you the Eiffel Tower now. And when you look at the Eiffel Tower, it's going to be hard to see the wind turbines. So look at the second level, and above the second level on the right-hand side, you'll see it spinning. And it's not the type of turbine that you're used to, but we're going to play the whole clip. And then, but remember, look on the second floor on the right-hand side, and you'll see the spinning. So, John, hit it.
Renewable energy has a new landmark. And oh yes, it's a good one. If you head over to Paris and take a look at their famous landmark, you're going to notice a little something different on it. Those are wind turbines. This is France's most iconic and recognizable building. It was erected in 1889 as a monument to symbolize human ingenuity and human artistry. And I gotta say, they've been keeping up to date. As part of the major renovations and upgrades to the tower, 2 vertical axis turbines were installed on the second floor. They're painted specially to blend in with the building, create no noise. They can also capture wind in any direction, producing between them a total of 10,000 watt-hours per year. The estimated cost of the upgrades are $30 million. And that means they're not going to stop at the wind turbines. They're planning on putting LED lights, solar panels, rainwater collection systems, and high-power heat pumps. And you can read more about the upgrade projects by visiting the Valhalla website. The Eiffel Tower is arguably one of the most renowned architectural icons in the world. And that just goes to show how important this story is. We as a society have taken something that we hold so dear in our hearts, the Eiffel Tower, and put time and energy into making sure that it's a beacon for our future. If this story speaks to you, please give it a like, give it a share, and let me know what other national icon would you like to be seen switch to renewable energy by leaving me a comment below. So the monuments that I'd like to see run on renewable energy would have to be bridges. See, I'm from Montreal, and I would breathe a great sigh of relief if bridges were running on renewable energies and not falling into the river. If you check out ValhallaMovement.com, you can see a great renewable bridge article. And if you have some stories that you'd like to share with the group, don't be shy. Hit that submit button and send us your links, your videos, your pictures, anything you want. So head on over to ValhallaMovement.com and share your story with the group. If you want to keep up to date with the daily uplifting info, simply scroll on over to Facebook and give Valhalla's page a like. And if you miss any episodes, search Valhalla Movement in the YouTube search engine, subscribe to our channel, and enjoy the videos. Until next time.
Guys, did you see his Facebook page? He's Valhalla. And I mean, if it what now the reason how I found him was John Zanzel posted him on Facebook. And then I saw the thing about the Eiffel Tower and I said, wow, this is great. So it's the social network. So now after this show, of course, I'll send him a copy, and then hopefully most of the people that he's friends with, and you could see how the socially we're just growing in leaps and bounds. And you know, after you guys watch the show, if you have any suggestions or ideas, I'd be more than happy to hear them. But we're going to take a step forward now, and we're going to look at some game-changing solar installations. And guys, what really brought me to this was when you look at Lincoln Financial Field, I want you to look at the wind turbines on that field. And they are the same turbines that were in the Eiffel Tower. But I tell you, it's most of the wind turbines are the big, you know, three-sided ones, not these other ones. But we're going to play this for you, and you'll see how all these, you got to remember, an NFL stadium on game day is like a small city. 80,000 people fit in that stadium. In the city of Danbury, we only have 60,000 people. Think about everybody in Danbury coming to one place and how much energy you need to be able to provide them with all the facilities. So, I mean, think about how much power it takes to run an NFL stadium. And when you see what NRG Energy has done, it's going to blow you away. So, John, hit it.
In 2011, NRG and some of the NFL's top teams started a historic partnership to create some of the most advanced alternative energy solutions. Combined, these projects currently provide 7.5 megawatts of peak power for America's football fans. FedEx Field, home of the Washington Redskins, hosts the largest solar array in the Metro DC area. This project went from contract signing to installation in just 3 months. All this despite back-to-back interruptions from an earthquake and a hurricane. Here, more than 7,600 solar panels are part of a new 841-space parking facility, providing both clean energy and protection from the elements. 10 electric vehicle charging stations allow fans to charge up during the game. The ramp structure is comprised of 188 translucent and 525 conventional panels. The star of this installation is Solar Man, a 30-foot statuette of a quarterback built with thin film solar panels. Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles, utilizes both solar and wind to produce renewable energy. 11,000 panels are installed in a robust mounting structure built to withstand extreme wind and weather conditions. Enhanced structure features for panels near fireworks launched after each touchdown ensure increased protection from the intense vibrations. 14 micro wind turbines complement the solar installation, complete with a braking system for immediate stoppage should it ever be necessary. MetLife Stadium, home to 2 NFL teams, the New York Jets and the New York Giants. 1,350 solar panels installed 180 feet above the ground form the NRG Solar Ring. The Infinite Color LED array not only displays the home team's colors, but can be custom programmed for any event. A snow jack and gutter system assisted by lasers constantly measures accumulated snow weight, alerting the system's operators when removal is necessary.
It's important to send out the right message that both of our teams want to do the right thing environmentally, and so I think it will enhance the experience. Plus, aesthetically, the ability to light up green or light up blue, I think is something that will be pleasing to our fans.
I totally concur. Well, I mean, I think particularly the young people who are going through school now are all interested in sustainability, and this is a demonstration project for sustainability.
Patriot Place, part of the New England Patriot Stadium complex and home to dozens of retailers.
When you install solar panels, you can lock in your energy costs for the long term, and I think that's a very powerful thing.
3,000 standard and translucent panels provide 60% of the electricity for the marketplace adjacent to Gillette Stadium. An infinite color LED light system in the canopy above the pedestrian walkway provides a visually enhanced experience for the visitors below.
These technologies aren't things of the future, that they actually are here today. They can create energy for your businesses or your home.
Levi Stadium, future home of the San Francisco 49ers, when completed, will be California's first professional sports venue to achieve net zero energy performance during home games. These 5 projects combined provide 7.5 megawatts of clean renewable power and will avoid the annual emission of 5,493 metric tons of carbon into the atmosphere, the equivalent of 615,000 gallons of gas. NRG, powering America's football fans. Solar is now.
Guys, we got no lights on again. Guys, the future's here. Now the question is, what do we normally do when we go to a football game? What's the one thing that you always do when you go to a football game? You tailgate, don't you? And when it comes to tailgating, I've seen guys do some pretty improvisational stuff. Improvising, that's what I'm trying to say. So I've seen some wild stuff, but guys, the next thing we're gonna show you is gonna knock you over. So John, hit it.
box 4.
Cool. Guys, cool is not the word for it. The future is the word for it. Now we're going to take a look at the product a little closer and give you an in-depth look at what these things can really do. Now you got to remember, this has nothing to do with the Tesla technology. This is something completely different that somebody could use on their own. You know, most of the time, guys, I've been in the construction trades. I know what it's like to have to use a generator at a work site. And it's a pain in the butt. You know, and they're noisy and they're loud. And one of the reasons why I went to look these things up the first time was, believe it or not, I was down at Kennedy Park in Danbury. And one of these vendors, he was in a regular truck, and he had a generator, a gas generator. And I turned the corner, and the thing was so loud, and it was belching out these fumes. It was disgusting. And I'm saying, somebody should make a solar battery or some kind of solar hookup. And guys, it's here. So now we're going to show you an in-depth look at the Goal Zero Yeti 1250. So John, hit it.
Whether it's a catastrophic emergency or just a short power outage, keeping your and your communications powered can make a huge difference. So let's take a look at the Yeti 1250 portable power system. Today's episode brought to you by PowerfulPower.com. Power your life. I'm Lee Stack. The Yeti 1250 portable power pack from Goal Zero is a great alternative to gas generators. The Yeti is the big boy in the family of Goal Zero's power products. Whether it's for backup power, camping, tailgating, or light-duty construction, the Yeti gets it done and recharges via wall outlet, car charger, or solar panels. Silent and safe, the Yeti can be used indoors or outdoors. Power a refrigerator for 12 hours, a chest freezer for a week, or TV for 35 hours. This thing can power your lifestyle when the grid won't. Here's what the Yeti has to offer. It's equipped with multiple ports for multiple device charging. The output types include one 12-volt power pole port, two 6mm 12-volt ports, a 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter receptacle, three 1.5 amp USB ports, and three standard AC outlets. You can charge it from a wall outlet in around 16 hours or from solar panels in about 22 hours. It has two 8mm input ports for either the included AC wall charger or the optional solar panels. It also has a power pole charging port. Now this big guy has the capacity of 1250 watts, which means it ain't light at around 103 pounds. The Yeti also comes with a built-in roll cart. However, we found the non-collapsible handles a little annoying. It does detach for easy storage though. The backlit LED panel has a good clean readout and shows both the input watts and the output watts with the charge level indicator in the middle. We really like the design of the Yeti. It has good solid construction, easy to understand user ports and indicators, and when used with some of the various accessories available, it's just flat out cool. We've been using the Yeti for various things the last couple of weeks and found it to be very useful in lots of situations. With the Yeti, we also received 4 Boulder 30 solar panels and a Goal Zero tripod to test from Powerful Power. These are sold separately or come in kits with some special options at PowerfulPower.com. We set up the solar panel array on the patio and used the 30-foot extension cable to put the Yeti inside the building next to the refrigerator. With full sunlight, the input watts read on average about 82 incoming watts from the 4-panel solar array. The refrigerator pulled 78 to 150 watts out depending on whether or not both of the compressors were running. But when the compressors weren't running and the doors were closed, there was 0 watts used. This leads us to believe that when connected to the solar array, the Yeti could possibly power the refrigerator indefinitely from a full charge start. We also powered an iMac 27-inch computer without an incoming charge to the Yeti. While performing a lot of video editing and graphic work, the Yeti lasted 2 full work days before powering down. You could easily power a laptop for 3 or 4 days while powering lights or recharging cell phones, tablets, or music players. You can also use the Yeti to recharge or power your power tools for light construction or projects around the house. And because it is a portable battery power pack, you can use it indoors with almost 0 noise and no fumes. Goal Zero recommends that you keep the Yeti plugged into continuous power for optimal battery life, and that the lifespan will last hundreds of cycles. Take it camping and you can power your lights, equipment, or even your TV if you're really roughing it. I can't wait to take it along on some of our longer production trips. Aside from some real functional uses, the Yeti can provide great peace of mind during power outages or even during more catastrophic events. The assortment of power plug-ins, including USB ports, will allow you to keep your devices charged and stay connected during emergencies. The initial price is a bit hefty, but when you figure in fuel and maintenance on a gas generator, it becomes very cost-effective. Throw in the solar panels and you're completely off-grid and self-sufficient. Despite some very minor design issues, I think the Yeti 1250 solar generator is one of the best portable power systems available. So, based on our test and usage over the last few weeks, I can truly say that this is an incredible portable power option. The ability to connect to numerous solar panels and generate your own power is an awesome feature. Check out the Yeti and many other great power products at powerfulpower.com. And for additional information and additional product reviews on great gizmos and gadgets, go to gizmochat.com.
Guys, don't forget, I'm sure you can hook up a lot more panels, solar panels to that, so that this way you'll get a faster charge and more kilowatt hours. But we're going to go to the one that I know is going to be everybody's favorite, because this is the little handheld panel that's going to charge phones and is going to make people's lives much more convenient. So, John, hit it.
Hey guys, it's James Ackman from Goal Zero. We're here at the Outdoor Retailer Show. Summer style, blazing hot, good sun. We're gonna take to the streets the Nomad 7 solar panel, get people to plug into solar for the very first time and show them that it actually works. Let's rock and roll. Hey guys, I'm here with
Danny Walton.
What kind of cell phone do you have?
I have a Droid.
Droid, have you ever charged from solar before?
Never have.
Have you ever charged from solar before?
I have not.
Okay. What phone do you have?
It's a HTC Desire.
Have you ever charged from solar?
No, never.
Let's show this guy what's up. What kind of phones do you guys have?
Mine's an Android.
Android.
I got the iPhone.
iPhone. Have you ever charged from solar before?
No.
Open this up and show you how fast it charges.
Wow.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that delightful sound? That is the noise of solar charging.
Impressive.
Yes, it is.
Charging, amazing, unbelievable.
Keep it live, buddy. Not charging?
Not now.
What about now?
Yep.
See how quick that is? Not charging?
Not charging.
Charging?
What?
Charging. What was that, like a nanosecond?
Yeah, it was like
it's about
nothing.
a nanosecond.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Utilize the source, man. Not a solar virgin anymore.
No.
Not charging.
Is it charging?
It's charging.
I think it's charging.
Wow. It's charging.
It's charging. Oh, is it not charging? Nope. Oh, is it charging?
It's charging.
It's charging.
Wow.
Give a whoo. Let's give a whoo.
That's pretty cool.
Done. Another nanosecond charge.
That's pretty awesome.
Is this life-changing?
It is life-changing.
Yes. You like that?
Yeah.
Utilizing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Charge your phone as fast as a wall. Cool.
Goal Zero.
Goal Zero.
Goal zero.
Solar power. Boom. 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 Boom.
Amazing.
Is it charging?
That's unbelievable. That small thing does this. Wow.
It's gonna charge it as fast as a wall. GoalZero.com, buddy.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. There you have it. It works.
She's up and running.
Good heavens!
Oh my word!
My word! This is bonkers.
Guys, that's how you reach young people. You know, you gotta get their interest in the things that they use. It's that simple. And guys, you know, we can't get through a show without me giving Fox and the conservatives the business. Why? Because they deserve it. It's right, Joey. So what happens? We have Senator Inhofe come down to the Senate, and guys, some things are hard to explain, but here it is. John?
And a bizarre scene in Washington. One senator used the recent snow to bolster his argument about climate change. Republican James Inhofe highlighted a government report that found last year was the warmest on record. Then he used a prop to demonstrate how cold it's been lately.
It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out, very unseasonal. So here, Mr. President, catch this.
Inhofe acknowledges the Earth's climate is changing, but doesn't believe humans are.
What an embarrassment, right, guys? I mean, could you imagine if he represented you in Congress? If he was your senator, I'd tell him hit the road. He's an embarrassment. I mean, you get somebody like that that holds up a snowball that proves that global warming isn't happening. If he holds up a ham sandwich, does that prove that there's no world hunger anymore? What's wrong with these guys? You know, so I tell you, the elevator doesn't go to the top. Now, we're going to show you a senator, Sheldon Whitehouse, from Rhode Island. And he's going to give Inhofe the old bada bing. So, John, let's have some fun.
Senator from Rhode Island.
We'll yield the floor when the next speaker comes, but while we have a quiet moment, I just wanted to complete my remarks related to the senator from Oklahoma and his snowball. I'd like to ask unanimous consent that I show the Earth Now website on the iPad device that I have.
Guys, it's sad that we didn't have enough time for that whole clip, because I tell you, what he did was he just gave him the old bada bing, and he kept saying the